Welcome back, fellow history enthusiasts. You're watching Legendary Anime Tales, where we bring history to life with a unique anime twist. The story of the Jewish people is a river of time. It flows for 3,000 years. This river has seen moments of dazzling sunshine. It is also plunged into the darkest abysses. It speaks of survival against unimaginable odds. This identity has been passed down through countless generations. It is a testament to the power of memory and the resilience of the human spirit. Memory is the bedrock of this enduring existence. To be Jewish is to remember. It is to carry the weight and wisdom of millennia. The triumphs and the tragedies are not forgotten. Each festival, each prayer, each ancient text is a thread connecting the present to a distant past. The land itself, Eretz Israel, the land of Israel, is a central character in this epic. It is more than just a geographical location. It is a spiritual homeland. The dream of Zion, the return to this ancestral heartland, has echoed through the ages, a powerful call that has shaped destinies and redrawn maps. Imagine the land of Egypt millennia ago. The mighty Nile River flowed, a source of life. But for the Hebrews it was a land of bitter servitude. They were slaves, they toiled under the harsh sun, they built monumental cities for the pharaohs. Their days were filled with backbreaking labor, their cries rose up, a desperate plea for an end to their oppression. Then a figure emerged from their midst, Moses, raised in the Pharaoh's own court, yet deeply connected to his people's suffering. He was chosen, it is said, by a divine call. Moses, hesitant but resolute, stood before Pharaoh. He demanded, "Let my people go." Pharaoh's heart was hardened. What followed was a dramatic contest of wills. A series of terrible plagues descended upon Egypt. Each one was a blow against the empire's gods and its king's authority. The climax was the Exodus, a night of fear and hope. The angel of death passed over the homes of the Hebrews, marked with lamb's blood. They fled, a multitude of men, women, and children. Before them lay the vast expanse of the Red Sea. Then the waters parted. A pathway to freedom opened, a miracle etched forever in their collective story. The long sojourn in the desert finally ended. Under the leadership of Joshua, Moses' successor, the Israelites crossed the Jordan River. They entered Canaan, the land promised to their ancestors. This was not an empty land, it was inhabited by various peoples. The entry was marked by struggle, by battles and conquests. The book of Joshua recounts these campaigns, the fall of cities like Jericho. They transitioned from a nomadic existence to an agricultural life. They began to put down roots in the soil they believed was their divine inheritance. For a time they lived as a loose confederation of 12 tribes. This was the era of the judges. Charismatic leaders, both men and women like Deborah, would arise in times of crisis. They would rally the tribes to defend against external threats. There was no central authority, no king. Each tribe largely governed its own affairs, but the constant pressure from neighboring peoples created a desire for stronger, more unified leadership. This desire led to the rise of the Israelite monarchy. Saul was anointed the first king. He achieved some military successes but ultimately met a tragic end. He was followed by David, the shepherd boy who slew Goliath. The Babylonian exile was a period of profound crisis, but it was also a time of spiritual renewal. Prophets like Ezekiel and Jeremiah offered messages of hope and eventual return. After several decades, the Persian Empire conquered Babylon. The Persian king, Cyrus the Great, issued an edict allowing the Jews to return to Judea and rebuild their temple. Many did return. The Second Temple was completed around 516 BCE. Judea was now a province within the vast Persian Empire. Later, Alexander the Great's conquests brought the land under Greek influence. This Hellenistic period saw the Maccabean Revolt, a successful uprising against forced Hellenization. The rising power of Rome cast its long shadow over the eastern Mediterranean. In 63 BCE, the Roman general Pompey intervened in a Hasmonean civil war. He captured Jerusalem. Judea became a client state, then a province of the Roman Empire. Rome appointed local rulers. The most famous of these was Herod the Great. He was known for his ambitious building projects, including a magnificent expansion and renovation of the Second Temple. But he was also a ruthless tyrant, deeply unpopular with many of his Jewish subjects. His reign was marked by both grandeur and brutality. The fall of Jerusalem and the destruction of the Second Temple in 70 CE scattered the Jewish people far and wide. While Jewish communities had existed outside Judea for centuries, this event really accelerated the process. They dispersed throughout the Roman Empire to places like Egypt, North Africa, Asia Minor, Greece, and Italy. Later on, communities took root even further afield, in Spain, Gaul, which is modern-day France, Germany, and even more distant lands. They became a landless people, a minority in diverse cultures. With the temple, the traditional center of Jewish worship, gone, a new form of Judaism began to crystallize. This was Rabbinic Judaism. The focus shifted from animal sacrifices to prayer, Torah study, and the observance of mitzvot, or commandments, in daily life. Synagogues became local centers of worship and community. Despite the dispersion and the centuries of exile, the dream of returning to Zion, to Eretz Israel, never faded. It was a constant, deeply embedded yearning. It found expression in daily prayers, in the grace after meals, and most poignantly, at the Passover Seder with the heartfelt declaration, "Next year in Jerusalem." The late 19th century witnessed the birth of modern political Zionism. Several factors converged to give this ancient dream a new practical urgency. The First World War dramatically reshaped the Middle East. The Ottoman Empire, which had ruled Palestine for centuries, sided with the Central Powers and was defeated. Britain, an allied power, occupied Palestine. In the midst of the war, in November 1917, the British government issued the Balfour Declaration. This was a short letter from Foreign Secretary Arthur Balfour to Lord Rothschild, a leader of the British Jewish community. It stated that the British government viewed with favor the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people. It also stipulated that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine. This declaration was a monumental victory for the Zionist movement. However, the situation was complex. Britain had also made promises, or at least given encouraging signals, to Arab leaders during the war. Figures like Sharif Hussein of Mecca were led to believe that Arab support for the Allied cause against the Ottomans would be rewarded with independence for Arab lands, including Palestine. While tensions simmered in Palestine, an unimaginable catastrophe was unfolding in Europe. The rise of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party in Germany in 1933 unleashed a torrent of anti-Semitic persecution. This culminated in the Holocaust, or Shoah, during World War II. It was the systematic state-sponsored genocide of 6 million Jews. Men, women, and children were rounded up, forced into ghettos, and then transported to extermination camps like Auschwitz, Treblinka, and Sobibor. The sheer scale and industrialized brutality of the Holocaust remain almost beyond comprehension. The end of World War II in 1945 revealed the full horror of the Nazi atrocities. The world was confronted with images of emaciated survivors, mass graves, and the chilling efficiency of the death factories. The 1948 war had profound and lasting consequences. Israel survived and even expanded its territory beyond the UN partition plan boundaries. But for the Palestinians, the war was a disaster. Around 750,000 Palestinians fled or were expelled from their homes in the territory that became Israel. They became refugees in neighboring Arab countries and in the remaining parts of Palestine, the West Bank, then annexed by Jordan, and the Gaza Strip, administered by Egypt. This displacement, the Nakba, created a refugee crisis that has remained at the heart of the conflict ever since. For Israel, the following decades were marked by a relentless search for security in a hostile region punctuated by further wars and a state of near-constant tension. Major conflicts continued to erupt. The 1956 Suez Crisis saw Israel, Britain, and France attack Egypt. The 1967 Six-Day War was a stunning Israeli victory, resulting in Israel's occupation of the Sinai Peninsula, the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, including East Jerusalem and the Golan Heights. This occupation brought over 1 million Palestinians under Israeli rule and further entrenched the conflict. The 1973 Yom Kippur War, a surprise attack by Egypt and Syria, shook Israel but ultimately did not alter the strategic balance. The Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO, emerged as the main representative of the Palestinian people, often resorting to armed struggle. Peace treaties were eventually signed with Egypt in 1979 and Jordan in 1994, offering glimmers of hope. The early 21st century saw attempts at peacemaking, most notably the Oslo Accords in the 1990s, which created the Palestinian Authority and envisioned a path to a two-state solution. However, these efforts ultimately collapsed amidst mutual distrust, violence, and the continued expansion of Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank. Hamas, an Islamist group rejecting Israel's existence, gained control of the Gaza Strip in 2007, leading to an Israeli and Egyptian blockade. Then, on October 7, 2023, Hamas launched an unprecedented and brutal attack on southern Israel. Around 1,139 Israelis were killed and over 200 people were taken hostage into Gaza. This horrific event shattered Israel's sense of security and provoked a devastating military response. The ongoing conflict has led to significant loss of life among Palestinians, with many civilians, including children, being killed. Humanitarian efforts are underway, but the situation remains dire, with both sides suffering and the quest for peace as elusive as ever. History doesn't repeat. People do. Comment your thoughts. Share this story. The world needs more listeners.